My name is John Davis. I'm with the Indiana Department of Natural Resources. The partnership includes some natural areas set aside throughout the plant. The main one here, 1,700 acres in the northern tier, we're going to get some detailed information about in just a second. But that main one here in the north tier is right here, and you can see there's another 1,000 acres spread around the plant in some pretty big blocks, a 400-acre site right there down there in the corner. Lots of recreational opportunities. When this restoration is done, there will be a dedicated nature preserve here, and I think to give a little more detail about what's going to happen on this northern tier, we're going to ask Tom Swinford, our regional ecologist for the Department of Natural Resources, to explain in some detail. Thanks.
Hello, my name's Tom Swinford. I'm an ecologist with the Department of Natural Resources, Division of Nature Preserves. We've been working with the Reuse Authority to come up with a conservation design as part of the reuse plan. And we have created a 1,700-acre unique conservation area that will be managed by the Department of Natural Resources. It will be open to the public. It'll be a wonderful asset for the community to have forested areas, prairie areas, and wetland areas. Lots of opportunities from sportsmen to bicycles, recreational users. Essentially, the plan was to integrate the property's most important features into one manageable area. That's kind of Conservation 101. You take all the best features and put them together, and we feel we've accomplished that up here. This is in the northwest corner of the property. You've probably been seeing it's well away from infrastructure and the proposed areas for economic development. And what we've got up here are two big forested stream corridors that will drain into the Little Vermillion River, and that immediately empties into the Wabash, and that provides us very important connectivity to the river corridor of the Wabash right into our property. But we're going to connect these two large forest blocks and buffer them with a large prairie and wetland area that emulates the wetland prairies that were found here 400 years ago. This will provide habitat for most of the rare, threatened, and endangered species found in west central Indiana. Definitely provides for grassland birds as well, such as bobolinks, sedge wrens, the Henslow sparrow. Some of these birds that require large areas of grassland will have plenty of habitat for them. We'll also have, in restoring these wetlands, we'll have a large sponging effect, a filter and a sponge where all the rainwater, stormwater is held up here and then slowly released into the stream systems, and that provides a lot of protection and buffering for our aquatic life as well as our terrestrial communities. But we also, very importantly in here, we have the Indiana bat. We have a very important nesting colony of Indiana bats. People often associate Indiana bats with caves, and they are in fact cave dwellers, but that's only for their resting part of their life cycle. During their hibernation, they return to the caves of southern Indiana, but the most important part of their life history is spent out in the woodlands. The Indiana bat is actually a woodland bat, but they come out here and they find shagbark hickories, and that's where they go to reproduce, that critical stage in their life. And this big prairie restoration is currently 400 acres of agriculture, nearly 600 with these other areas. We're going to restore the prairie. That'll provide a big open foraging area of the bats, free of pesticides and other agricultural effects. And we really feel to enhance the Indiana bat population. Some of the other neat forest communities here, we have some very nice quality woodlands. We wouldn't call them old growth. They've had forestry management in the past, but since they are on such rugged ground, typical of the mid-Wabash, such as Turkey Run and Shades on Sugar Creek, a very similar type of very rugged woodlands, we have a lot of nice things we'll be protecting in here, not just prairie animals, but forest animals. What does this offer that the earlier restoration and habitat reconstruction efforts on the site didn't offer? And the big thing that we have up here is we're connected to the stream corridors. That's very important for connectivity to the Little Vermillion and out to the Wabash. That's how you get the flow of animals in and out, and the bobcats can show up that way. It's not isolated. In addition, we've going to remove all the tiles in this area. That's very important. In this area that's currently in agriculture, we're going to go in and remove all the tile and restore the natural hydrology, the groundwater moving through the root levels. But also, again, the very important thing that this offers over the other sites is it's when you have all of these areas integrated, the forest transitioning through the savanna into the prairie, you have that mosaic, that landscape mosaic that the animals are really dependent upon. And again, it's kind of like compounding your investment. They lend strength to each other. The prairie lends strength to the forest lends strength to the streams, the prairie wetlands lend strength to the streams. You compound your investment in natural areas when you put them all together in a one managed area. In our early planning, really even before we started to work with the current Reuse Authority group, long ago we had identified that many of the rare, threatened, and endangered species occurred up in this more isolated section of the property up in the northwest. And when you look at this entire property, you see the highway frontage and you see all the industrial disturbance up to the front of the property. And really, it's Conservation 101 that you want to place your most important natural features all together, your conservation area up in the northwest corner of the property, where it will be safely away from impacts from any economic development that will come into the area. But again, the big picture we tried to accomplish here is to basically consolidate all the important features that were present in Vermillion County 400 years ago in our conservation area. It very much emulates this beautiful broken mosaic between the prairie and the woodland that was found in this part of the Mid-Wabash.